It's Tuesday night, Forza Motorsport Spec Racing here live on Twitch TV. Let's get it going. form. Now here on lap number 34 of 34, jumps into the top spot. And here comes Maverick now, going to make a run to the inside on Drex, perhaps missing his mark. Hello everyone and welcome to X-Venture Live on Twitch TV. It is Tuesday and that means it is time for the Forza Spec Racing Series, and it is Tuesday, March 30th, which means two things. We are just 2 weeks out from the conclusion here. Well, let me rephrase this. We've got 2 weeks worth of racing remaining in the Forza Spec Racing Series, Season 39, in the 1990 Mazda Miata MX-5. This Tuesday and next Tuesday. The difference about this week versus next week, we've got 2 races here tonight. Watkins Glen, short track, followed by Homestead, the oval. No, not the sport car circuit, the oval at Homestead. And then a week from tonight, we'll be out at the Indianapolis Grand Prix alternate track, the older version at that, for the finale, which is an endurance event that is going to require at least one pit stop. I say that with confidence, kind of. There was a little bit of wavering in my voice there, I'm sure, but there is the possibility, the very strong possibility that there will be a pit stop required. Slow Motion Fire asking me there in the pit lane, did I get Fear's invite? I did, and I am in. I am good. I'm in the lobby. I'm all set. I don't know what I got to do. I think I've got 2 technical difficulties that I've got to work through. One, why the Xbox app doesn't allow me to join anybody's game these days. And then the second one being, I don't know why whenever I start my intro video, and this has only happened since I've got the new headset, that the audio doesn't play through the intro initially, but then it kicks in. I don't know what that's all about. Gotta get that fixed. I like the production quality, or I like to uphold some sense of production quality here on the channel, and to have the first bit of the audio cut out of the intro isn't the way that I'd like to start. So anyway, and then the other thing about it being March 30th, almost end of the month, I will get to in just 1 second. But while we're here on the standings, Craytrim back up to the top. You might remember there in week number 2, he had dropped down to second position. SGR Floofy was at the top. They have flip-flopped with Craytrim at 191, SGR Floofy with 190, McQueen at 183. But that might be the closest 183 that we've ever seen, or that might be the closest 7 or 8 point delta that we've ever seen, because RZ and McQueen is more than capable of making up that difference here with 3 weeks remaining in season 39. Can he do it? Will Craytrim or SGR Floofy allow him to do that? And I say allow, but of course, I think they're thinking more so in their head, prevent. So much 10-4. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you, Slow. Thank you for getting that all sorted out, or at least checking on me there. All right, so there is the point standings, and with it being the end of the month, or almost, we've got one more full day left here on the 31st. But with it being the end of the month, a reminder, and we hadn't talked about this a lot throughout the multitude of broadcasts, and I don't know why. Well, actually, I think I did. I think I did touch on it. But I did have a little promotion here going for the month of March, that if you subscribe to this channel, you'll be entered to possibly win 5 gifted subscriptions to the channel of your choice. And that is to say that if you get selected and you say, hey, Dustin, Dino Dado is my favorite channel, or Carbon, or anybody across the Twitch universe is your favorite channel, and you'd like me to give 5 randomly gifted subs to that channel, I will certainly do that. Now, there is an opportunity for you also to benefit to this if you subscribe with Prime Gaming and that is to say you've linked your Amazon account to your Twitch account. They're one and the same. Amazon's the parent company of Twitch, so you're okay in doing so. If you link the two, you get a free monthly subscription to any channel of your choice. Well, if you subscribe with Prime Gaming to this channel here in the month of March, and you've got between now and the end of tomorrow to do so, you'll also be entered not only for the chance to win the 5 gifted subs to the channel of your choice, but then also a shot at winning a 6-month subscription to your channel of choice for you. So there you go. There are some ways for me to give back to those who subscribe to the channel. Love being able to take that revenue that Twitch cuts in my direction and reinvest that back into the broadcast for production value or for viewer giveaways like you just saw. And March actually did better than the month of February. February, there were 53 subscribers. Here in the month of March, there were 55. Amazing. Amazing stuff. Thank you all for the support. And as soon as I say that, Carryout drops the tier 1 gift sub to Boss Man, Slow Motion Fire. I say Boss Man. He coordinates the racing here in the Forza Spec Racing Series, and there he goes. He picks himself up a sub to the channel. All right, Season 39 schedule. Where have we been? Where are we going? You got to skip all the way down there to week number 4. That's where we are here tonight. Watkins Glen, short circuit, 21 laps, followed by Homestead, the Speedway, the Oval, not the Sport Car Circuit. I know it can be very easy to mistake the fact that we're going to Homestead with, oh yeah, you guys are going to go to the Sport Car Circuit. You're driving 1990 Mazda MX-5s, track day cars. Yeah, you guys are running the Sport Car. No, we're not. It's the Speedway. It is the Oval out there at Homestead, 42 laps there. And then 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, it is the grand finale out at the Indianapolis Grand Prix Circuit alternate for 40 laps. And who's going to be our champion? I really do believe that after tonight, we're going to have a 3-way battle for the championship. I really do believe it. And the only reason that might not come to fruition is if any one of those 3 drivers is not in the lobby, and then that somehow takes them out of the running. That would be very difficult. But the only one I don't see in the lobby who I suspect would be vying for the championship is RZM McQueen, our 2-time champion there in Season 37 and Season 38, trying to go back to back to back. Right now, we've got Toyo-sama, Cratrim, Joe Beardy, Patches Riley, Fear the Fun, DUR Carryout, Ovation, Slow Motion Fire, Foontang, Virus Thoughts, LS Barney, DTS Mondo, Barf Monkey, SGR Floofy, Slim Jim 00, and Aw Drex. By the way, Ovation showing up for the first time here in the Forza Spec Racing Series either last week or the week before, and I have since learned that Ovation streams here on Twitch. And so if you guys want to see some content by somebody other than me and somebody who maybe you can recognize their name based on the fact that they're racing with us here in the Forza Spec Racing Series, Ovation is somebody to check out. I just recently picked up on that too, and I follow the channel. So head on over to Ovation. I believe it is spelled the same as his gamer tag, OVACEAN. I don't know if he's broadcasting the race from his perspective here tonight, but worth taking a look at some point here when you've got the opportunity. All right, had to make it an even number, says Carryout, who now hits 60 gifted subscriptions to this channel all time, up there on the leaderboard. 60 gifted subs. Holy smokes. Thank you so much, Carryout. Greatly appreciated, and it contributes in big ways. Big ways here to the channel. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the vehicle, too, for those of you who are not familiar with what it is that we're driving, how much it has been upgraded, or maybe how little it's been up. It's actually been improved quite a bit. I guess improve is subjective. There's been a lot done to the vehicle. D400 Performance Index here in Forza Motorsport 7. That's on the very low end of the performance spectrum. 156 horsepower, 135 foot-pounds of torque, 1,980 pounds of curb weight, just dropping in below the 2,000 mark. Race air filter and intake, race engine block. You got the race springs and race brakes, race springs and dampers, the race front and rear anti-roll bars, the race chassis reinforcement with the roll cage, as you can see, with the top dropped here on the Miata, and a race weight reduction, which brings it down to that 1980. I'm surprised it's not a little bit further down, a little bit lighter of a vehicle. And then in the driveline area, just the race differential, that's all. And then those tires on all four corners are sport tire compounds wrapped around BBS REs, and the fronts match the back at 195/50 on a 15-inch rim. Virus Dot says, soon maybe the Wellerman come to us. Wait, hold on. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum one day when the that one is done. We'll take our leave and go. The tonguing? When the tonguing is done? I don't know what this all means. Virus Dot's going to drop some pirate talk there in the Twitch chat. And for those of you who are maybe here with us for the first time on Twitch, at any point you feel like you've gotten enough value out of the channel, feel free to click the follow button and you'll get your nice little alert there at the bottom. I did want to celebrate again. He subbed back on Friday, but I did want to bring it to the forefront here on Tuesday. Hulled Inc. with the Prime subscription for 2 months, and then Res Racing 149 with the follow back during my Dirt Kickin' Friday broadcast this past Friday, which is a good little segue here as we wait for the lobby to get going for the 3 laps of qualifying out at the Watkins Glen short track. Yeah, Dirt Kickin' Friday. This Friday, you guys loved it. You guys loved it when I got into Dirt Rally 2.0 and I was behind the wheel for the first time. Like, you guys don't usually see me racing here on stream, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it live on Fridays. Dirt Kickin' Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern, and I'll be there again. I'm trying for my first rally championship. I came close. Back in February, I finished 3rd, I think it was, for one of the championships, and that moved me up to the next division or rank level. I don't know what it's called. So now I'm trying in the Subaru Impreza S4 to win a championship. It was a rough start at the beginning, but I think I've got it turned around, and I'm gonna get me some points, put me at the top. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Huh? I don't know where Virus Thoughts is getting these things, but hey, welcome and thanks for helping to keep the this is like a whole song. You're dropping like lyrics here? Is that what's happening? I don't know. All right, a few more drivers have entered the fray in the lobby, so we might be closer to a full lobby than I initially thought. It was a little light earlier on, but now that here we are at the top of the hour, folks are starting to jump in. And let's see, I'm trying to make out who it was that we've added. Savage Reaper, Kuda93, I think, are the 2 names. Possibly Grim as well. I think I left off with Slim Jim being the last name that I mentioned. But yeah, still no RZ McQueen. So I don't know if RZ McQueen is having to take a day of leave, a little bit of absence here today, and then come back for the final, the finale out at Indy next Tuesday. Not sure. ISU Nicky Bobby is in the lobby. Saw Nicky Bobby out there on the track a week ago. First time here, Forza Spec Racing Series. Let me clear my throat. Pardon me. I got take another swig of coffee here to get whatever it is that has me coughing. Got to get it gone. Get it gone. All right, so we're up to now 20 drivers of the 23 grid spots available in the lobby. 3 laps of qualifying out at Watkins Glen, which is the short track. I think it was maybe Fox Jason D who was saying, hey, Dustin, no, we're going to have the boot. No, we don't have the boot. It's the short track, no boot. Hold on, gotta temper the audio a little bit. A little loud on my side. There we go. Much better. DOR carryout is going to be the first driver off the block. Get things going out here into turn number 1. DOR carryout has had some misfortune in Season 39, which has included at least 1 disconnect, maybe more. So hopefully Carryout can get a full night's worth of racing in here this evening. And yes, we do have the bus stop here at Watkins Glen. The short track with the bus stop. And now he makes the right-hand corner here on the far side of the track. Going to make the swoop down here to the right and up to the final couple of corners, a left and a right, then across the line, and it'll happen that quickly. Hence the reason we've got, what is it, coming up here for the race? 21 laps here. Not to be outdone, though, by Homestead, which will have 41 laps. 41 laps there around the oval. And there goes DOR carryout across the line. 132. Only to be topped there by Audrex with a 131.751. And as we jump even further back, let's go hang out here with the very colorful car of Grim. Grim's his name. Grim is not his game. Look at that, the Lego car. Well done. I don't recognize that livery. Has he changed it up? Sabine, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome. There goes Slim Jim up the hill with a very track day-esque livery. You can't even call it a livery. It's just a white painted Miata with a number board and then a hood, a carbon fiber hood. I can make out a little bit of the carbon fiber weave there. So Slim Jim definitely going for that track day look. All right. SGR Floofy now with a 128 on his standing start. That has him on pole at least for now. We'll jump back here to, this is Cuda 93 with the Barbie car. Followed by Funtang. Funtang right now has the 7th quickest qualifying time. Kuda's going to go ahead. Yeah, that was at least 3, maybe even all 4 tires inside the yellow line here at Watkins Glen. And that will be a dirty lap there for Cuda 93. Going to try to get a clean one in here on the 3rd and final lap. Carryout now has reclaimed the top spot with a 126.789. How about that? 6.789 there for the last 4 digits. And the Ravenel car is Carryout. And now Mondo picks up the top spot. Cratrium then quickly snatches it away with a 126.336. This is going to be a very competitive race. Your slowest corner on the track, I think it's turn number 1. The rest of these are pretty quick, which is going to make this racing very fascinating to watch. They're going to have the hammer down for a good chunk of this track. Now, of course, I think there may have been some warnings to drivers, particularly in the bus stop region, about extending track limits there. Watkins Glen is one of those tracks where it does open itself up for some corner cutting. Now, you're not going to see it here during qualifying because all the drivers are trying to set their best time. You cut a corner during qualifying, and that'll dirty your lap, and that really negates any quick pace you may have had. And now SGR Floofy with the 126.1. How about it? SGR Floofy trying to get back up to the top spot with carryout now on the highest part of the leaderboard, 191 to Floofy's 190. Here comes Foontang with the NVIDIA car. He's across the line. I don't know if Foontang is on hosting duties again. Foontang's had to pick up that responsibility here for the last 2 weeks thanks to what seems to be maybe some North America server problems. Because the way it works here in Forza Motorsport 7, the first driver in the lobby, or in this case with a private lobby, the driver to create the lobby is the host, which then establishes the server location. Bootang being across the pond, keeping awake and keep things running here in FM4. All right, let me go ahead and turn off the audio here. Ghibli Giblets, I was worried, but now that you're here, I can no longer worry. Welcome back, Ghibli. Good to see you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the times. A 126.736 there for carryout, who just for a very, actually not for a very short stint of time, but for the first lap, the out lap, and then for a little bit during lap number 3, well, having finished lap 2 and starting a little bit there on lap 3, he was in pole position, but those have since been ripped from his grips, and we'll see who it is here in just a second. But Audrex with a 131.7, Barf Monkey with a 127.2, Slow with a 128.9, Nicky Bobby with a 132.51, Grim with a 133.58, 125 there for Ovation, 129.1 for Toyo Osama, SGR Floofy with that 126.197, and unless I spot anything quicker, it'll be Floofy on pole. Slim Jim with a 132.124, a 126.6 there for DTS Mondo. I think that's going to be good enough for row number either in P4 or starting row number 3 with P5. Craytrim, I think, is going to be there on row number 2 with that 126.336. Actually, let me compare that to carryout. Yeah, no, no. Yep, I think it's going to be Craytrim there in P2, actually. Joe Beardy with a 129, 126, a 127, 146 for Foontang, a 128.5 for Kuda. Virus with a 131 Fear the Fun with a 127.7. LS Barney with a 127.341, a 129.5 for Patches Riley. Savage Reaper unable to complete qualifying, was able to get at least one time in there with a 149.5. All right, so there you go. That's a look at the times. Let me have a gander here at the driver's spotlight, see if anybody's jumped in there. And sure enough, we've got Kuda93. Kuda, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, Dustin?
Doing it pretty good. Is that it? Does my memory serve me correctly that you're in the Barbie car, or are you in the Lego car?
Dream Miata.
The Barbie. Oh wait, hold on. There's an official name. The Barbie Dream Miata.
Yeah.
What's the inspiration?
Because it was the 90s. I I'm a graphic designer by trade, so I did a 1990s Barbie packaging version on this Miata. It's just a fun, different car. I wanted something that stood out, so neon pink and yellow seemed like the perfect color palette.
I'm gonna take this conversation here in the driver's spotlight in a little bit of a different direction in just 1 second here, because it's a topic that we haven't touched on. But going out to Watkins Glen here, it's the short track. One of your favorites. I mean, it seems like you can really put the pedal to the metal out here. Not a whole lot of braking, it seems.
Yeah, usually I really like this. I've been super busy the last week, so that qualifying session was the only practice I've had on this track at all. So going into this completely fresh with this car. So we'll see how it goes. I'll hopefully get faster as time goes on, but I think I edged out a top 10 qualifying position here.
Nice. Yeah. I team no practice all the way. I am a card carrying member. I don't think I've ever participated in a race, organized or otherwise, in which I put any, I should say, extensive practice in. There may be a time where I've done a lap or two, but never any extensive practice. Talking here with the driver's spotlight, or in the driver's spotlight, Cuda 93. Pretty happy with your qualifying time. Would you have rather have run the full track, or is the short track kind of the way to go here with the Miata?
I mean, personal preference is always the full track. I enjoy that back technical section a lot. That big long hairpin always messes with me a little bit. So if I got to choose, I'd choose the long one, but the short one's not bad.
Okay. And what about the car here through season 39? You have, we've made it. Oh my gosh, got the alarm bells going off here. We've got more than half the season under the belt here, season 39. What do you think of the 1990 Mazda MX-5?
Overall, good. It has its moments. I think a lot of people have touched on that. It's a little tail happy, even for as low class and low power as it is. It still loves to slide the rear. But it's a lot of fun, a lot of throttle control. I was hoping that this season would be a car that I could try and learn how to use my wheel a little bit more, but that is not the case. Maybe I'll break it out for the oval, but
Oh,
not on the road courses.
you
Not yet.
you and Joe Beardy need to connect then if you haven't already.
Oh yeah, he's been helping me out a lot with some settings and things like that. If I wasn't so busy with work, we definitely would have had a few practice sessions this week.
All right, so I was saying I'm going to take this conversation in a different direction. This is the most important convo I think I've had in the driver's spotlight. So the Barbie car, you're a graphic designer by trade. Tell the folks at home, because I'm familiar with how the vinyl system works in Forza Motorsport 7, but how do you translate your graphic design skills into Forza, where you're dealing with shapes and gradients, and that's what you have to work with to create the designs that you have here in FM7?
Yeah, so I mean, I work with a similar system day in and day out, but it's a little more powerful than what's in here.
Yeah.
I wish I could just create this stuff on my computer and drop it right in. And have some really wild liveries to show off in here, but it's I work like that anyway. So just making things out of geometric shapes is what I do all day long.
Very cool. So that's interesting, because you're one of those designers who's like, yes, I would be or at least it seems like you're saying that you would be an advocate for them being Turn10 Studios, allowing folks to use some sort of PC or computer-based program to create designs and then import them into the game. Am I taking you correctly there on that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, 100%. If I could make stuff in Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop, I'd be making liveries all day long for anybody that wanted one. And I think there are a few games that do that. I think
Yeah.
iRacing supports that.
Yep. What do you say to those designers then who are more like, hey, you know what? Half the uniqueness of the liveries in Forza is the fact that they're all made on the same system. Are you just saying, hey, shut up, guys, come on, let's get the cool programs and let's really make this thing happen? Or do you kind of see a little bit of their side of like, hey, part of the challenge is like having just a kind of rudimentary system to work with?
I mean, it's all personal preference. There are people in this game that can do photorealism with
Yeah.
the livery editor, and I cannot do that. Like, I hit a couple hundred layers and I'm maxed out on what I can come up with. And some of these designs are thousands and thousands of layers. So it's just not the way my brain works. Everyone has a different way of doing it.
Alrighty, well, we've talked enough about the designing. Cuda 93, well done there during qualifying, and we'll see how you do with the 21 laps around Watkins Glen.
All right. Thank you very much.
All righty, and then I will quickly bring into the chat very quickly here because I know all the drivers are about readied up for the race. Virus thoughts. What was going on in the chat? What were you? What was the copy and paste activity? I only suspect it's copy and paste. I don't think you made that up on the spot, right?
Oh no, definitely not. See, I just wanted to see if you would pick up on
I don't
what song
know.
it is.
I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Well, I'll just tell you, it's the Wellerman.
I'm still clueless. Is it from like A Pirate's Life for Me or something like
Yep. It's definitely a sea shanty.
Okay, it's a sea shanty. Maybe I got to look it up after the broadcast and see if I'm familiar with it. But is it like your motivator? Like for me, when I was younger and I played baseball, it was like I'm dropping the guy's name who did the song, but Put Me in Coach. Game about playing baseball in the outfield.
Yep.
Put me in coach. Is that the way you get motivated? Is sea shanties?
Yeah. Believe it or not, I got ADHD, so I'll listen to music and it just helps me get into the zone. Doesn't matter what song it is, as long as it's not something that will make me depressed, I'll listen to it.
Nice. Very cool. Well, you got to get yourself a sea shanty livery then.
Oh yeah, next season, team name, just be on the lookout for something pirate related.
Ah, there you go. The folks over at Sea of Thieves. There you go. Maybe a Sea of Thieves livery. They'll be proud.
Yep.
All right, Virus Thoughts. Good luck to you in the race.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. We want to get to the racing action, so I'm going to throw Virus back over there real fast, so that he can get ready along with the other drivers. We've got 22 drivers now who are in the lobby. I think that's one more than we had in qualifying. And yes, I did hear the pit alarm going off. I don't think Kuda was able to hear that, so that might have been a little awkward for him when I said the alarms are going off. But Carryout, I don't think they're in here, but I believe Carryout is gifting subs to these individuals to try to maybe persuade them to drop on by. I can only guess, but Carryout with a gifted sub to Lando Norris. Yes, the Lando Norris here on Twitch, and then Garrett Smithly, which that name I'm a little bit less familiar with. Maybe Carryout can drop a line in here before the race gets going. But thanks again, Carryout. And of course, you couldn't just do one, right? Because that would only make things odd again. You would be at 61, so you had to throw in another one there to get 62. I got you. I see you working there. NASCAR? Okay. That's what I thought. I was thinking it was NASCAR. By the way, we've got Homestead here tonight. And after the NASCAR race out on dirt there at Bristol, I didn't see much of it. I saw a little bit of it. It was during the workday. I kind of threw it up on the screen and had it going in the background a little bit. But man, what a weird sight, huh? To see those cars on dirt again. I don't think I've ever seen them on dirt. The last time they did a dirt race, I don't think I had acknowledged that was a thing of interest. But it most certainly was yesterday. Doing dirt racing with the NASCARs. All right, I think we're getting close here to starting the race. 21 laps, Watkins Glen. And let me go ahead and cue those alerts back up here. There you go. There's the Lando Norris one. Oh, wait. No. Fail. Try it again. What is going on? Oh, I did have it right, but I didn't set it as the active scene. Well, there you go. Just kind of butchering the broadcast as I go along, and then Garrett Smithly. There it is. Any second now. Oh, look at that. We've got ourselves a full lobby. How about that? Folks, Call your friends, call your foes, call your family. Get them over here to X Venture on Twitch TV. We got ourselves a full lobby, 23 drivers out on the grid, 1990 Mazda MX-5 Miatas for 21 laps around the Glen. Fun alert. Fun alert. This is going to be a good one. And then to go out to Homestead for the Oval, you got yourself some great racing here on a Tuesday night. Hopefully you've had a decent start to the week. A decent start. That's about as good as I could chalk mine up for right now. Might even be sub-decent. I don't know what I'd call it. Uninspiring. It's been an uninspiring start to the week. The only really inspiring part was that, hey, it's Tuesday. Get to go racing here tonight. As the 23 drivers now hit the grid. Our pole sitter, SGR Floofy, who sits second overall on the leaderboard, just 1 point back behind Cratrium right now, will signal the start of this race. And by that, I mean as soon as he leaves his grid box, his grid marker here on the tarmac, everybody else can go. And now they're off. Kick the tires, light the fires, ladies and gentlemen. Season 39 is back underway. Week number 4 with just 3 races remaining. Into turn number 1 they go. SGR Floofy has already established about a car and a half length lead here on Cratrium, who was opposite of him on row number 1. Then he's followed by DTS Mondo, Foontang, DOR Carryout, LS Barney, Fear the Fun, Barf Monkey, Slow Motion Fire, and Toyo Sama back there into 10th position. Here they go down the back straightaway. Going to approach the bus stop. And everybody's going to try to keep it as clean as they can. In fear of being reprimanded by the staff. No, I'm kidding. It's a very easygoing yet competitive league. You get a little bit too carried away with the track limits, they will slap your wrist a little bit. But just race clean. That's all they ask. Then you're welcome back week after week. Is McQueen too tired of winning? He must have had either another commitment here tonight or something that doesn't have him out on the racetrack, which is going to make things just that much more interesting in week number 5, where the points are doubled because it's just one race, the endurance race, and that'll be taking place 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, out at the Indy Grand Prix Alternate. Here we go, lap number 2. Cratrium still back there in second. DTS Mondo, again, flying the flag of Mexico there, the colors of Mexico on his gamer tag emblem above his car, but then also on the front hood. Racing for the first time here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. He's got Foontang back behind him. DUR Carryout, Barney, Barf Monkey, Fear the Fun, Toyo Sama, and Slow Motion Fire. Slow and Toya exchanging positions there. Slow dropping back 1 spot. Let's go ahead and move on a little bit back here to, let's go to Slow Motion Fire in 10th position. Oh, I don't think McQueen is tired of winning. He, apart from that first race at Lime Rock, he's been on point here. Season 39. I can only assume that he knew he wasn't going to be able to race in week 4. Did his best through the first 3 weeks, and then week 4 will be the drop week. Week 5, maybe he can lock up the win and get 100 points, and that would be helpful. That would be 2 100-point weeks, I think. Or does he only have 1 victory? He may only have 1 victory here in season 39, and we've got a spin out there. It's LS Barney, and I couldn't see if maybe it was the green car of Toyo Sama. Somebody got up into the guardrail and then bounced off, and that's what created the incident there as they were coming up toward the start-finish line. We'll go to the X-Venture Rewind here in just a moment. And now look at that. We've got about 2 or 3 cars side by side up the hill through the chute. That's going to be Fear the Fun looking to the inside of Toyo Sama. Now he goes out to the outside here on the exit of the chute. DOR carryout on the very furthest line out here on the track, the back straightaway. And there's Fear the Fun in the Ally car. He went ahead and just lined it right back behind DOR carryout. And now look at this carryout. Toyosama side by side out of the bus stop. It's going to be Toyosama who comes out quote unquote victorious there. We got a lot of racing left, but he moves up to 5th. Barf Monkey in 6th. Fear the Fun in 7th, and Slow Motion Fire, because of the shuffling out in front of him, has moved up to 8th. Oh, we're only 2 3/4 of a lap in to this race. It's already heating up. Here they go into that final right-hander. A charge down the straightaway. You see the line of cars creating the train here. And across the line they go. Let's go to that X-Venture rewind, see if I can't figure out what had happened here. Final corner at the end of lap number 2. And actually, no, it looks like LS Barney just was spun around him by himself, or maybe he did have a little bit of help. We just didn't see it there. The camera hadn't panned over yet, but by the time it did, he was already facing the wrong direction. And so Toyosama and company had to navigate around. I don't think anybody went into pit lane because of that incident. Now, we do have a driver in pit lane right now. Oh, actually, that's going to be LS Barney. So the one who was spun around and was past the pit lane entry. So great sportsmanship there by LS Barney not to turn the car around on the front straightaway and loop it back into the pit lane. He did the right thing, went around the track, and then into pits to get the repairs done to his car. And unfortunately for LS Barney, he finds himself at the very, very tail end of the I mean, he's not even with the grid right now. As you can see there on the track map, he is on the opposite side and has a lot of work cut out if he wants to get any points from this race. Here comes Foontang in 4th. DTS Mondo still up there in 3rd. Kratrim is still in 2nd, and SGR Floofy, our race leader. Let's go to Kuda 93. We talked to him in our driver's spotlight. The Barbie Dream Car, as he called it. Now into turn number 1. He goes ahead and gets it out in front of Fear the Fun. And now Fear the Fun's going to harass him a little bit there on the back bumper. As a matter of fact, look at that. They got Kuda, Fear the Fun, DOR carryout, bumper to bumper to bumper. The avenue's packed through the chute. Chain link looming overhead. And now they hit the back straightaway with the kink here, the bus stop to mix it up a little bit. Look at this, carryout, who went side by side with, I think it was carryout who went side by side with Kuda. And now the Barbie car turns into a lawnmower. Fear the Fun drops back to 10th. DOR up to 9th. A little bit of a shuffling of the deck here. So Kuda, I think he said he qualified in the top 10 and then fell back at the start of the race. He has reclaimed a couple of spots. Now he runs wide through the final left-hander here at the Watkins Glen short track, which is going to allow... Yeah, that allows DOR Carrion and Fear the Fun to get side by side. Down the stretch they come and across the line. Fear the Fun has the advantage here. He's on the low line approaching the apex, and he's going to hunker down, occupy it, not let anybody pass. Kuda's going to run wide onto the runoff area. That gives him the momentum he needs to keep pace, but Fear the Fun, he'll be in front of these two, DOR Carrier and Kuda, heading up the hill, lap number 6, through the chute. Now they're going to go side by side as Fear and Carryout. Carryout on the outside. Fear on the low line. He puts a couple of wheels into the grass. Let's go ahead and ride on board here with Kuda 93. If you're a fan of virtual racing and you're not here often on Tuesdays to watch this, the Forza Spec Racing Series, let's make it a date. Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. We've got the finale 1 week from tonight. And, boy, is it scrappy here. In race number, race number 7? This. At the Glen. SGR Floofy, still our race leader. Kratrim in second. DTS Mondo in third. Funtang in fourth. He's got Toya Sama, who has now caught up with him. Let's go to Toya. This looks to be a heck of a battle here. Let's see if the colors of NVIDIA can hold off the lime green. I'm trying to figure out the sponsor on that one. It says, I think it says Spa and Groom or something, like it's a pet spa. Hey, I'm not here to judge what fictitious sponsorships you get in Forza Motorsport 7. As a matter of fact, I like it. Looks good. Is there a poodle on there? Maybe he's a big-time spa guy. I don't know. He's got the Canadian maple leaf there plastered on the side of the car as well. And that green number board. Yeah, Toya Sama. He's running the Forza Spec Racing Series. I think last season, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Fear the Fun or Slow Motion Fire had told me that Toya had run with them before and now has just recently returned. I think that's the storyline there. But now Toya Sama really closing in, and look at this guy trying to make a move. He does the switchback on Food Tank through the bus stop. Well executed by Toya for fourth. And now let's see if he can make the charge to catch up with third, that being DTS Mondo. Holy smokes. Put that one on the high right reel. Yeah, the highlight reel. It's called a high right because that sure was not wrong. Toya Sama. As if that corner was the last corner that he could pass anybody on in the rest of his days. Makes it happen. And doesn't kick anybody out in the midst of it. Like, he was clean. There was a little bit of contact. It was nicely done. Weisenmitten says, well, Dustin, I ran into internet issues. I am in the country now, so I get to hang out with you and everyone here. Welcome, Weisenmitten. Yeah, sorry to not see you out there on the track, although we do have ourselves a full grid. So even though you've had to step out, we've got drivers filling the void here. And glad to hear that you can hang out with us, at least for the broadcast. Bad connection for you out there in the boonies. Uh-huh. SGR Floofy remains our race leader. You see here Kratrim in the Supercuts car. Let's go to DUR Carryout, who they continue from 6th on through 12th or so. Continue to have a nice little battle here at the mid-pack. Let's go back to the X-Venture Rewind with that beautiful pass made by Toya Sama. Oh no, did I miss it? Did I really miss it? How? How? I thought I was Johnny on the spot with that replay clip. Jeez. Negative points for me. Slow Motion Fire. He's going to lead Carry Out and Fear the Fun up the hill. This isn't the first, and it won't be the last, I'm sure, that Slow Motion Fire has seen these two names in his rearview mirror. Whew! Are we having fun yet? I'm Dustin Moore on the call. X-Venture. You having fun? enjoying the content, click the follow button. You'll get notifications if you have your notifications set up here on Twitch. Otherwise, I'll be in your follow channel section whenever I do go live on Tuesdays, Fridays, Sundays, and sometimes Saturdays. We've got another car into pit lane. As I check my leaders just to be sure, it is not one of our leaders. So one of the back markers I fear has gone in. That's Slim Jim, our 23rd car on the track right now. Let's go to Fear the Fun here in 9th. Yes, lots of fun. And there goes Fear the Fun to the inside. Turn number 1 of carryout. To the inside of carryout through turn number 1, I should clarify. And there's Slim Jim taking the high line. Well done. Good positioning there for the back marker. Doesn't matter how slow, how quick, or how in between you may be. Head on over to reddit.com/r/FM4, season number 40. I'm thinking it's about 4 or 5 weeks out. I believe at the beginning of May is when we'll see season 40. But if you bookmark reddit.com/r/FM4, you can guarantee you'll be in the know. And as soon as we crown a champion here in season 39, they'll start the guessing game in terms of what vehicle will be used for season 40. The champion of the season dictates the vehicle that is run next season. And thanks to RZM McQueen, our winner of season 38 in the Challenge Stradale Ferrari, he selected, as the winner of season 37, he selected the Challenge Stradale and then went ahead and put us in D-Class, Forza Motorsport 7, with the Miata. Changing it up there. So what will season 40 bring? There's carryout now. These guys just continue to swap positions. 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th. SGR Floofy. I don't know if he feels super confident with the car at this point, being that it is race 7 of 9 in season 39, or if Watkins Glen is the sweet spot for him. Because look at this. What a run. And actually, we're looking at Cratrim's car right now, just so you can see the bit of separation here. It's quite extensive now. It's opened up to almost one full corner of the track, that final right-hander. And if Cratrim doesn't pick up the pace here, it could easily turn into one whole sector of the track. Let's go to 4th. Toyosama still has not been able to get around. Well, actually, it's Toyosama who's catching up to DTS Mondo. So, yeah, he hasn't gotten around Mondo yet, but that's because he had to make his way up through what was quite a hectic bit of traffic there. Out of lap 1, 2, we saw Toya's car avoiding what was LS Barney, spun around there at the end of lap 2. Spa Groomtopia. Nice. Oh, and Toyosama. Not sure what happened there. Takes a trip through the turf. The wheels were cocked. It was almost as if the car was understeering, but more than oftentimes, it's not that the car is underperforming through the bus stop. It's that somebody took it in there a bit too quick, and I think that's what happened with Toya. That, or he was just late with the steering, and by the time he tried to, the car was not going to have any of it and ran wide. But he continues to maintain pace here with DTS Mondo, and probably within the next lap or two, he'll be right there on the back bumper again. Let's go to where the action is pretty thick and heavy here. Fear the Fun now in 9th. Back behind you are Carryout. And a good thing, and I say this not to jinx it here for Carryout, but good thing that he's able to participate, because this is one heck of a battle tonight. I mean, DR Carryout is always in the mix for the top 10. But this one here at the Glen has been something extra special. That battle between he and Fear the Fun. Fear the Fun actually could be a little bit further up, and probably should be a little bit further up. But one of those drivers that if the consistency isn't there, then it definitely punishes him. He's quick, but some nights when he's not on the on his A game, maybe he's on the B or C game, this is where we find him. And here he is on the cusp of the top 10, although with a pretty sizable lead on 10th position, that right now occupied by Audrex. So let's go ahead and run through the field here. SGR Floofy, our race leader. Craytrim in 2nd. DTS Mondo in 3rd. Toyo Sama in 4th. Funtang in 5th. Barf Monkey in 6th. Slow Motion Fire is in 7th. DR Carryout in 8th, as we see right here with Fear the Fun in 9th. Audrex in 10th. Kuda 93. We talked to him in the driver's spotlight. He was feeling pretty good about this race. Finds himself outside the top 10 right now in 11th. Then in 12th, it's Born as Ghost. Ovation in 13th. Joe Beardy, Fox Jason D, Patches Riley, the White M3, or that White M3. Savage Reaper 89. Nicky Bobby. Virus Thoughts, that's going to be 11th through 20th. And then we've got LS Barney, Grim, and Slim Jim, 21, 22, 23, respectively. All 23 drivers who started are out on the track as we have passed the halfway point here in this 21-lap race. That 22nd lap you see in the upper left, a cooldown lap. Weisenmitten says, "Go Ovation, Team Goose Gang." And here goes Fear the Fun. They're going to go ahead and get a little bit sideways, using the curbing to perhaps get a little bit more traction on the tires there, the Sport Compound tires. 195/50 R15s, I believe they are. 156 horsepower, 135 foot-pounds of torque, 1,980 pounds of curb weight. All the vehicles are upgraded with the exact same specifications. The two things that are different, one, who's behind the wheel of each car, but then also with what parts are tunable here in Forza Motorsport 7, you can tune them in the Forza Spec Racing Series. So you like your gearing in such a way, you can adjust your gearing. Maybe you don't have all of the options, but if it's the sports transmission, then you've got, what, the final drive you can adjust? But I think it's actually the race transmission. No, actually, I take it back. They have no transmission upgrade here on the 1990 Miata. That's right. You see the orange number board there, sported by DTS Mondo's car. That indicates his first appearance here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. But no stranger to racing. You shouldn't have to have me tell you that. I mean, running in third in this group, you know your stuff. You're not new. You're new to the league. That's the only new. The only newness that you have to your name. Craytrim in second still. Toyo Sama, he's still running with Mondo. But let's see if he's going to be able to... Oh, and DTS Mondo gets it a little wiggly coming out of that final right-hander. Able to maintain position. That was probably a little scary moment. For a bit of that squiggliness, you see the guardrail, and you know you make contact with that and then get into the grass because your runoff area there out of the right-hander comes to an abrupt end, and then it's a strip of grass there alongside the guardrail. You end up in the guardrail, and then that would just carry you into the grass, which would slow you down and then possibly even flip you around a little bit. Oh, my mic is off. Of course it is. Thank you, DW. I forgot to take it off after we got off the hood view there. We've got Homestead next. Don't go anywhere, folks. A lot more racing here on a Tuesday night. I was mentioning the need for a pit stop at the Indy GP for our finale 1 week from tonight, but will there be the need for a stop at Homestead? You're going to have the throttle mashed. I think I don't think there's going to be a need to let off the accelerator apart from maybe safely navigating traffic, but I don't know. I guess it's possible. We'll talk to some of our drivers here in the driver's spotlight and maybe get some indication as to whether or not they will have to stop. Yeah, it should be good now. Should be good now. Barf Monkey has moved up to 6th. I didn't even see that one happen. Let's go to Barf Monkey. A little bit of camera time here. For the man in 6th. He found his way around Fear the Fun carry out and slow somewhere. '20th lap here for our drivers on the lead lap. As we go to the X Venture Rewind, just to see there where DTS Mondo had a struggle coming out of the final right-hander, a corner that I can easily say is the one that gives me the most trouble, whether it be the short track or the full track of Watkins Glen. That final right-hander, I just can't sort out the camber in the approach and take in as much speed as you can while using that little bit of runoff area, that little bit of curbing and asphalt that you have outside the track limits there coming up to the start finish line. I am so inconsistent in that corner. Back to Toya in 4th, and if he's gonna make a move on DTS Mondo for 3rd, he's got 1 lap to do it. The white flag flies for SGR Floofy, our race leader, trying to get back into the winner's circle. Here at the Glen, Craytrim is in 2nd, having just gotten around a whole batch of traffic cars. I mean, Craytrim's probably wondering, man, can't one of y'all be somebody I need to pass? Nope. It was just a bunch of traffic there for Craytrim, and that slowed him up enough that SGR Floofy is going to go uncontested here to the checkered flag. And there goes Toyo Sama now through the chute for the final time. Can he catch up to Mondo? It's going to be tricky. He does have I think he's got, virus thoughts. He's got lap traffic there. He locks up the brakes a little bit, maybe in anticipation of where Virus was going to go. Able to get around him. Oh, careful there. Virus, it looked like maybe was going to clip the back end there of Toya. Toya gets by, and now here we go. 2 corners remaining. Can Toya make it happen? Will Mondo make a mistake? They've got no traffic. You see the traffic, but they're not going to catch up to him here in the last bit of the lap. And now, into that right-hander where we saw Mondo get a little twitchy 5 or 6 laps ago. He's a lot more composed this time. SGR Floofy gets the win. Craytrim in 2nd. 3rd goes to DTS Mondo. 4th is picked up by Toyo Sama. 5th is going to go to Foontang. Well done, Foontang. Barf Monkey in 6th. Fear the Fun in 7th. Actually, can Fear the Fun grab 6th? He doesn't. He loses out on 6th by just, I don't know, a nose and maybe the front part of the front tire, the front half of the front tire. Fear the Fun in 7th. Carry Out in 8th. Slow Motion Fire in 9th. Drex secures 10th, leaving Kuda 93 on the outside of the top 10 there in 11th. Born as Ghost in 12th. Joe Beardy 13th. Joe Beardy, good to see him out on the track. Maybe looking to pick up a win out here at Homestead. He's on the wheel. Look out for that name here next race. Ovation in 14th. Fox Jason D in 15th. Patches Riley in 16th. That White M3 in 17th. Then it's Barney, Nicky Bobby, Savage Reaper, Virus Thoughts, Grim, Slim Jim, 18th through 23rd. And yes, folks, that is a full lobby and a full lobby completing the race. There you go. All right, we take our ad break here between races. You're not going to miss anything if you're not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, well, I've got some tunes for you. You can listen to some music. I'm going to play that while I take note of where everybody finished here in the race. We'll talk to some drivers in the driver's spotlight, then we'll get ready for qualifying out at Homestead. You're watching the Forza Spec Racing Series here live on Twitch TV, Season 39. About to come to a close. We've only got 2 races remaining. One here tonight, one week from tonight. I'll be right back on the other side of the ads. Hang out with us, folks. We'll be right back. And we are back. Got some ads out of the way. That allows folks who are joining us in the broadcast in the midst of our second race of the evening to allows them to be able to avoid those pre-roll ads. So for those of you who are not subscribed to the channel, thank you for sitting tight and bearing with me as we go through those. It also does support the channel. If you wish to contribute a little bit more to the broadcast here, and it all hopefully benefits the viewers in the long run if you feel like you're getting the value, but if you'd like to contribute to the channel and allow me to have more of the viewer giveaways and have a little bit more enhanced production value here, as I always look for things to make things either sound or look a little bit better here on the channel, then a Twitch subscription, either the paid subscription straight up off your credit card or what have you, or through Prime Gaming, which you can get through your Amazon Prime account, link it to your Twitch account, and then you get 1 free month sub. And yes, we do have a little bit of a promo, a little incentive for those of you who subscribe to the channel. One lucky subscriber here in the month of March. You got to be subbed in March, and you've got what, one more day left here after tonight. One lucky and randomly selected subscriber will get 5 gifted subs in their name to the channel of their choice, or I'll say that it's because of you. It's if you've got a favorite channel, you pick it, and I will give that channel 5 subscribers. If it's your channel, you can do that too. You want me to give 5 subscriptions to your channel if you win? If you're the lucky randomly selected subscriber to this channel, yeah, you could do that. And then also, for those of you who sub with Twitch Prime or Prime Gaming like Hauled Inc. did back on Friday, you'll also be entered for a chance to win 6 months subscription to your channel of choice. Let me go ahead and bring into the driver spotlight here. Fear the Fun. Fear the Fun, you've got this in quotes next to your name in Discord. The Prophet of Fun, is that correct?
It says Prophet of Fun?
Yeah, I think so. Right? It's cut off on my screen right now, so
it's also cut off on my screen. I didn't know they changed it to Prophet of Fun.
What was it? What was it before?
Master of Practice Ceremonies?
I think, hold on, I've got to get this, well, gosh, where do I see it? How can I see the whole dang thing? Hold on. I got to get this figured out, because if they're changing it up on you, then we need to know what it really is. I don't want to. It says
Prophet of Practice.
Prophet of Practice. Okay. I was going to say Prophet of Fun is fitting. Maybe the reason I thought it was fun is because of your name. But, man, what a battle. You, Carry Out, Slow Motion Fire was in there. Somehow Barf Monkey and, gosh, who was the other driver? There was one other, Foontang. They got away from you guys. But, man, from 6th on back to 10th, that was a battle for the ages right there.
Yeah, that was hard.
It looked a little, I think everybody still maintained the intent and spirit of the league by keeping it mostly clean there through the bus stop. But anytime the bus stop is thrown into the mix out here at Watkins Glen, that makes the race a little bit more interesting, and that certainly seemed to be the case just a little bit ago.
Yeah, I think I cut it twice on accident, and I tried real hard to stay out of it the rest of the time going on the back half. The front half's not so hard, but the rear, trying to get your speed and your momentum and everything just right is hard.
We always say, and I know you've been a great ambassador here, an advocate for the Forza Spec Racing Series, that, this is a beer league. You guys, for the most part, are coming out here on Tuesdays, having fun, enjoying the competitive spirit, but not taking it too seriously. But what would you say for anybody who's watching and is like, oh, that was pretty cool, but maybe I'll find myself off the track or cutting corners maybe more than once or twice? How do you guys kind of regulate that in the Forza Spec Racing Series? I know you help out Slow Motion Fire with things.
If we don't it's not like a super hard, we don't if you cut the corner a few times, we're not like stop that. But if you're doing it constantly, purposely, or not even purposely, but just not trying to correct your mistake, we'll give you hey, we don't really like that kind of deal. We don't like to be hard on people.
Yeah.
Again, it's like you said, it's a beer league. So we like to have fun, but try to stay within the spirit of the rule of the line.
Mm-hmm.
And people ask like, what are the track limits? And we'll either say the concrete or the rumble strips is fine. Try to stay out of the dirt and all that. Just try to keep it clean-ish. Hello? I did it die? You're muted or something died.
Test, test, test. Testing. Okay, I see myself making audio on the OBS with the meter, so I think we're back to good. I don't know what's going on. This headset is, as much as I'm enjoying the freedom of a wireless headset, it does give me a few little issues here and there. Let me go ahead and get back here into the driver spotlight, and let me try to get Fear in here as well. Well, I can't move him from there, so I'm going to have to leave Fear. Fear, you're in the extra double bonus chat. If you want to finish up that conversation, I could bring you back in. Virus thoughts, real quick here. As I was having audio issues, they seem to be resolved now. You finished in, it looks like 20th position there at the Glen?
21st, yeah. For a week of no practice on that track at all.
I showed you as
extremely
20th,
proud.
so I'm gonna say 20th. No. were you
Sounds
behind?
good with me.
Were you behind Savage or who was?
Yes, I was behind
Okay.
Savage.
Okay. Just you guys must have been shuffling there as I was getting the final tally of drivers. But are you satisfied with that finish? Were you able to? Would you have had another chance to get around, or had a chance at all to get around Savage if there was maybe one or two more laps?
Even if I could catch back up to him, there would be no way.
Okay.
I lost quite a bit of ground after a couple fuck ups.
Oh, F-bomb.
Oh, so forgot PG.
PG.
Yeah,
that was truck up, you guys. He said truck up.
Yeah, totally said truck up. Yeah. No, after a couple mistakes at a bus stop, lost a bit of ground. I feel bad for him though. I kind of punted him down bus stop, misgauged his braking, and just slammed into him one lap.
Is that just kind of lapse of concentration, or
Yeah.
I don't know what was it there?
Yeah, it was definitely my concentration was starting to go, but the entire race was more of just back and forth between 17th to 20th and back up over and over again.
Okay. What about so now we go from the road course of Watkins Glen to an oval, and yeah,
this will be a fun one for sure. I'm willing to make a bet with you.
Go for it.
There's going to be at least 2 spinouts.
Oh, well, I mean, come on now, Virus. You're making it easy there. I mean, that's a given.
Okay. You want to raise the ante to about 10?
Well, I don't even know if I'm able to spot that many. I would say that we're probably going to be around that, but yeah, no. What is it that you think is going to be the contributor to that? Is it kind of the mix of skill level out on the track that is going to result in that, or is it just the fact that you've got the slower car where that's going to keep the group together a lot longer, and then of course the more cars in one spot, they can't occupy the same space, and sure as you know it, there's going to be some contact that puts people in the wrong direction.
Honestly, I think it's going to be more of we're gonna all be in that same area. We're all gonna be bump drafting. There's gonna be the people with different levels of skill, and there's gonna be some mistakes going on, especially after like the first maybe like 2 spinouts. The back will start like stretching out, and it'll be a lot harder for anyone to catch up at that point.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Now, if you were to say, "Hey, Dustin, let me bet on how many cars are going to go into pit lane," that would be a more intriguing bet. So, really, I mean, that's really I mean, that's got to be a goal for all drivers. Of course, being as far up at the end of the race that's the primary focus for racing. But here, you don't want to be the person who's going to have to go into pit lane.
Oh yeah.
So how are you going to keep yourself out of there?
I'm gonna try to stick around the people who I trust the most as drivers.
Okay.
To where I can predict them the most.
All right. Get some predictable folks around you and stay with them and not try to mix it up with some folks that you're not familiar with. Gotcha. Okay. Any other thoughts here before we hit the oval for qualifying?
Not that I can think of. No.
Alrighty. Well, good luck there at qualifying, and we'll see how you do in the 40. I think it's 42 laps, so a lot of racing there.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay. Let's quickly here, while the drivers are still readying up on the grid, we've got Stevie Superstack joining us in the driver's spotlight. Stevie, you enter week number 4 here, in 4th overall on the leaderboard, 172. Maybe some races here over the last 3 weeks where you're like, oh man, if I would have only done something a little bit different there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm out of this one this week, Dustin. I had to work a little late, so I missed the first one. I didn't have the heart to kick out somebody else, but I would like to make a prediction on who's going to win this race.
Go for it.
And I think it's anybody's race right now. I wanted to say Joe originally since he took it home at Indy last season, but anything can happen. I think a wheel user might have a little trouble, might get a little out of shape and have trouble catching it. So I'm going to go with CT. He's had a strong season all season long. I think he's going to bring it home today. That's my prediction.
What do you think's different here about Homestead for a wheel user than, say, the Indy Brickyard? Is it because we're looking at a shorter oval here? That means the articulation of the steering wheel is a little bit different than if we were at Indy, where maybe you don't have to be so have to be so precise on the wheel.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's just a completely different game. Those cars are going to be touching each other, bump drafting side by side. It's a completely different game than Indy, which was pretty much single file. And as long as you get hit your marks, you're going to have a good lap.
Okay.
Here, somebody bumps you, you get a little sideways using the wheel, you might not be able to catch it. So that's where controller users are going to have an advantage. Okay.
Well, we'll see how that one pans out. And for those of you who are watching here on Twitch, the executables, you can use those to cast your vote. Will Floofy get pole in qualifying here out at Homestead? And yes, I realize we were looking at the racing there for a second and did not have any audio. That is to go along with the fun that was the audio glitch during the interview with what's his name? Fear the Fun. So bear with me, folks, as I work on that. Stevie Superstack, I'm going to go ahead and put you back here in the queue. Maybe I'll bring you back in here in a second, but I'm going to work through the audio issues, and then we'll see if I can't maybe recoup things. I don't know what's going on here tonight. This is really an odd evening in terms of the audio situation. And I'm going to go ahead and I think now we'll be good with audio in 3, 2, 1. How about that? The nuances of the Corsair wireless headset. I got to figure it out. All right, there goes Kuda across the line. And I'll throw the times there in the bottom left-hand corner. 42 seconds there for Kuda. That has him on pole for right now. Then Ovation with a 42.394. And I'll bring Stevie back into the driver's spotlight now that the audio is all good. Stevie, would you have liked to have been out here for the oval race? Oh, Stevie's already gone back. He's like, okay, fine. You don't need me. You don't want me here, Dustin. I'm going to mute my mic. No, he might have his mic mic muted if he stepped away or if he wasn't planning on me bringing him back as quickly as I had. And now SGR Floofy right now with the quickest time of 42.306. You guys have a little bit here. Oh, no. I might have to nullify this predictor because they're going to be done with qualifying before the predictor ends. So in submissions, the points go back to y'all. Sorry. Let's go ahead and run with this prediction here. Will Mr. Willman, Joe Beardy, win at Homestead? He did it in season 38 with the Ferrari Challenge Stradale. But can he do it at Homestead? Can he repeat it here at Homestead? Yes, Toyo Sama now is our pole sitter. And I think the qualifying has wrapped up just that quickly. Yes, everybody has finished their 3 laps of qualifying. I am all discombobulated. We've not had this audio issue before. This is something new. You guys let me know if something doesn't sound right, apart from me just completely going blank. I mean, one of them was my own fault, not unmuting myself, and then the other one. Did you guys at least hear me talking to Fear the Fun? Anywho, let's go ahead and look at the qualifying times here. Kuda93 with a 42.4, 42.3 there for Slim Jim. Patches Riley with a 42.5, 42.2 for DTS Mondo Ovation with a 42.3, 42.3 for Slow Motion Fire, 42.390 for Barf Monkey, Floofy with a 42.268. I think that's going to be good enough for row number 1. 42.7 for that White M3, a 42.4 for Savage Reaper. Fox Jason D with a 42.6, a 42.4 for Odd Drex, 42.3 for LS Barney. Are you guys sensing a theme here? 42.1 there for Toyo Sama, 42.3 for Nikki Bobby, Virus Dots with a 42.9, a 42.4 for Fear the Fun. That might put him on row number 2, a 42.424 for Born as Ghost, 42.266 for Cratrium. Is that good enough for pole? Entirely possible. DOR Carryout with a 42.3, 42.3 for Joe Beardy, 42.6, and a 42.3 for Grim and Funtang, respectively. Whew. Could you guys be any more repetitive with the 42s there, Fear the Fun? You got yourself a 42.4. It's is that row 2 or 3?
That's 17, sir.
What are you talking about? I know my numbers. That's high up.
It told me 17, so everybody was in 42s.
Oh gosh, I don't know about that. I think they're pulling your leg.
I don't know. That was a bad qualifying session for me.
All right, so how do you work your way up through the field? I mean, that's going to be a tricky one. There were a lot of 42s there, so it's not going to be easy to just jolt up to the front.
Yeah, I mean it's all about drafting and keeping your nose clean and not wrecking and trying not to die.
Trying not to die. I think it was Virus who mentioned the draft a little bit there. How much do you get here in these Miatas and out of here at Homestead? Is there a noticeable draft?
Yeah. You'll pick up, I think it's like 3/4 of a second a lap.
So with that being said, do you have somebody that you've kind of wink, nudged and said, hey, let's work together on this one?
I'd say yes, but all my teammates qualified ahead of me, so...
Who would that be? Do you care to share?
That'd be Slim Jim, Joe Beerte, and Savage Reaper, also known as Perkins.
Who was showing to be, a potential winner? I know you don't maybe do so much practice, but you guys open up the lobby and allow the drivers to get some practice in before the race, and then there might be some practicing that's happening in the week ahead of here, week number 4. Who kind of stands out to you as the high potential of winning this one?
You know what? There are a lot of people that literally switched from controller last race to wheel this race just so they could shave off tenths of a second.
People are making the swap, are they?
Joe, Slim, Perkins. I think even Kuda. Who else? Who else? Let me go through the. Barney's running a wheel.
Oh my
Think
gosh.
Think Patches is running a wheel. ISU Nicky Bobby's running a wheel. And Savage Reaper's running a wheel.
I can't remember where to see that on my side. I'm looking at the lobby to I know there's supposed to be an area, but man, that's a lot of people.
They were talking about it in chat. That's how I know.
Okay. Carryout says he's going to be the winner. That you should have said Carryout's name.
Hey, he's an oval expert, but I don't know if he can beat a wheel on a controller. He might though. He might just be a robot. I know I can't.
Does and I was chatting this, asking the very question here to Stevie Superstack before audio issues plagued the stream. Is it a little bit different though for wheel users out here at Homestead? It's sharper cornering, a lot more banking. So I guess you could still be pretty consistent. But I mean, when we think back to Indy, like that definitely seemed to favor the wheel. Is it a little different at Homestead though?
No, Homestead's all about being smooth. If you can hold that white line, you're just going to go around the track faster in this car.
Okay, alrighty. And then my other question was going to be, is the fuel tank at all a concern in this race? I don't know. With the throttle down the entire time, does that even get you close to running out here 42 laps?
I don't think so. I think Toyota did a run earlier today, and I think it come out to be somewhere around 60 to 55% fuel at the end. So
okay, so maybe not. And are the tires on the oval going to be feeling a little bit worse for wear, or is that not even a concern?
It's not a concern. Forza, unless it's race tires or drag tires. But all I gotta say is I'm rooting for CT, but I've got to root for Slim, Joe, and Perkins, because they all have wheels and they all qualified ahead of me. And if they don't win it, I'm gonna be real upset. And I'm rooting for CT, not that he's a teammate, but because I wanted to see him get his 10th championship.
Yeah, that's right. Craytrim, I mean, we were talking about RZ and McQueen, who's not racing here tonight, trying to go back to back to back. But then there's the other side of the coin here with Craytrim, second, or actually take that back. He's first right now on the leaderboard, entering week number 4, trying to pick up his 10th championship here in FM4. He is by far the record holder in terms of championships. Fear the fun. I don't see anybody else in the driver's spotlight. Looks like they're still getting things readied up on the grid here. So I don't know. Is this not one of the more competitive seasons that we've seen in FM? I mean, FM4, you're going to find competition. But as far as the championship goes, I mean, this is quite possibly the closest that we're going to see it going into week number 5. It seems like to me.
The slower the cars, the better the racing we get.
Yep.
It's a lot less about how much talent you have being fast as how much talent you have being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Slow is a very consistent driver, but maybe he's not the fastest. He's not a McQueen or a Craytrim. But in Watkins Glen, he was ahead of me for, I think, 75% of the race.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So just being consistent, it'll do you wonders.
And actually, so my final question here before you guys hit the track, the banked start finish line, is that going to cause any problems here for the start? I know higher performance vehicles, sometimes you'll see them fishtail there. Is that an issue here with the Miata?
I don't think so. I think I don't think this has enough horsepower to really do anything, getting people all squirrely, but if it does, it might add a little bit more flavor to the mix.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alrighty, fear the fun. Go get them. I know you got a long run to get to the front there, but if anybody can make it happen, it can sure be you.
All right, thanks, boss. I'll see you.
See ya. As they hit the grid, well, almost. They've just about got everybody readied up. Maybe just waiting for Fear the Fun's all ready to go. So that's 23 drivers ready to go. And Slow Motion Fire let me know there in the chat that yes, indeed, we're ready to go racing. 42 laps here at Homestead. Last time we were out here, it was in the 19 47 Ford F100? Is that the right year? Why do I feel like it's not? Is that a 40s or a 50s car? The F100 here in Forza 7. I don't remember. That was a good race. That was a good race. We've got Toyo-sama on the pole spot. Kratrim in second. Then starting row number 2 is Floofy. And yes, you've got a couple of minutes here left in the predictor. Those executable points that you could use in the predictor, very important, vitally important here on Xventure, because they are used for viewer giveaways. So if you want a chance to put a few more executables to your name, go ahead and wager a few on whether or not Joe Beardy, who is one of the drivers on wheel, not the only driver on wheel, but one of them, can he come away with the win? And kick the tires, light the fires. Toyo-sama starts things off here as they enter turn number 1. And yes, you've got a relatively flat, if not entirely flat, front straightaway there. So the car's not getting actually, they're not getting crazy at all off the line. Nice and composed as they come out of turn number 2 and hit the back straightaway here in Miami. I was oh, like a Will Smith song here. Miami. No, this is Miami. Homestead Raceway. Kratrim in second. Behind him is Floofy in third. DTS Mondo in fourth. And we will be doing a lot of hood view because this isn't necessarily the greatest track for the replay camera or the broadcast camera in Forza Motorsport 7. Back into turn number 1 here for lap number 2. And with us on board with Mondo, that's Floofy on the outside. Looks like Mondo's got the run on him here coming out of 2. Kratrim, I think you see the effect there of Kratrim on a controller. And even DTS Mondo, as we ride on board, you see the front end kind of yawing a little bit. That's the result of our controller drivers tapping that thumbstick to try to keep those front wheels as smooth as possible, because it's very difficult to hold a thumbstick at the right angle for the entirety of the turn. So oftentimes you see the slapstick approach is what I call it. I know slapstick has a whole nother meaning with comedy, but here in the virtual world of racing, you're slapping that analog stick up against the stops to try to maintain a smooth cornering action, as DTS Mondo and Floofy are just lined up side by side. Floofy favoring the high line, DTS Mondo on the low line. Across the line, beginning of lap number 4. And so far, I haven't seen a dot in pit lane. And if there was one, we certainly wouldn't see the field, all 23 cars, as close together as they are right now. So yeah, it's a clean race so far. Uh-oh, Fresh Prince over here, says Ghibli Giblets. Yeah, apparently. I don't know. Miami. I don't even. That's not even part of my vocabulary. DTS Mondo now finally giving up third position, not on purpose there, but because Floofy was able to apparently be a bit quicker on the outside line. But then Floofy now thinking, okay, well, if I'm going to get out in front of Mondo, I'm going to have to do it on the low line. So while you might have found something on the high line, when it comes to staying out in front of somebody, putting that back bumper out in front of them is a good way to play defense. But Floofy's going to drift up. And they go side by side once again, back behind Floofy and Mondo. It's slow motion fire. Nicky Bobby, carry out, Ovation, Barney, Slim Jim, Barf Monkey, Foontang, Audrex, Fear the Fun, Kuda, Born as Ghost, Savage Reaper, Joe Beardy, all the way back in 18th, followed by Patches Riley, Fox, Jason D, That White M3, and then we've got Virus Thoughts and Grim into pit lane. Let's go ahead and ride on board with Barf Monkey. He's in 11th position. So he's got all 10 of the top 10 out in front of him here. Actually, Barf Monkey now moves up to 10th. Slim Jim into 11th. And just like that, here on lap number 7, our lead lap traffic are going to have to start dealing with the back markers. And on an oval, that's easier said than done because, you know, even the back markers are able to keep a really good pace out here on an oval. And that means they're not going to be so quick to relinquish track space to you, especially if they feel really comfortable in a particular line of the track. What they don't want to do is take the high line, then they hit the wall, and then they pinball back into you. So some of your lap traffic might be especially careful here out at Homestead. And then Savage Reaper, as he exits pit lane, we might actually see some of our lap traffic go ahead and drop down onto the apron. And there goes Nicky Bobby. He slides it around, coming out of 2. I think he was unassisted on that one. That was all him. And so Ovation moves up to, well, Ovation dropping back to 8th. Barney in 7th. And now, Barf Monkey closing in on Ovation. Look at that line. Barf Monkey opting for the low side. Oh, and he gets a couple of tires there on the flat apron. Barney sliding it around. Oh, no. Good save by Barney, but Barney's probably thinking, man, not again. Barney got turned around out at Watkins Glen. And now just about spun it into corner number 2 on lap number 9. Our race leader is Toyo Sama. Let's go to second. That's Craytrim. And let's go to the X-Venture Rewind here to, again, see from the vantage point of Barf Monkey. That small incident there on row number 2 a lap ago. Patches Riley there on the high side, allowing Floofy and Craytrim to get by. Let's go ahead and run on board here with Craytrim. Look at that. Putting the bump draft to work. Now, here are your options. Use the bump draft to move up to the lead, or stay right on the back here of Toyo Sama. Preserve fuel. Not that fuel seems to be an issue, according to Fear the Fun. And then make the push at the end of the race. What's up, FaZe Eagle? Thank you very much for the host. Groomtopia. Yeah, we got some mobile racing here for race number 8, season 39. Just one more race to go here to determine the season 39 champion. Will it be SGR Floofy, who's 1 point back from Craytrim entering week 4? Will it be Craytrim? Will RZ and McQueen show up in week number 5 and make a run for the championship? Stevie Superstack, who was or is P4 entering week number 4 on the leaderboard, not participating here tonight. Here goes Craytrim on the low line. He's going to get around Toyo Sama. Oh, and Toyo Sama kind of like magnetized there to the rear left quarter panel of Craytrim. Like it wasn't a strong blow to Craytrim's car. It was more of just They made contact, and then Toyosama was there for a little bit. That uneased Cratrim's car enough that Toyosama is back up into the top spot here, beginning of lap 14. Let's go to 10th position, Audrex. Oh, and we've got a car spun around there on the back straightaway. That is... I gotta wait for everybody to drive by. I think that's, that's 22nd of Patches Riley. And fortunately, he did not collect anybody. Let's go to Floofy here, who was our winner at Watkins Glen. Now battling DTS Mondo for third. And Floofy's got to get around quickly. That or he and Mondo have got to work together and catch up with Cratrim and Toyosama, who are not far away. I mean, you see them all entering turn number 3. Well, Mondo and Floofy entering 3 as Cratrim and Toyosama exit it. And now here they come up toward the start-finish line. They're about maybe a half second to a full second behind our race leaders. But how about this gaggle of cars? Let's go to Foontang now, who's in 12th. From 7th of Ovation on back to 12th of Foontang. You got a couple of lines here. Slim Jim leading the low line crew, and then Ovation and Barf Monkey have opted for the high side. That's one of the benefits here in the slower D-Class cars and smaller 1990 Mazda MX-5s is that they really can comfortably get these two lines going without worry that, hey, the low line will drift up into the high line. There's just not enough oomph here in the Miatas for that to happen. So you'll get drivers who are okay with, okay, I'm gonna be on the high side. I'm not worried about you drifting up. You're good. Let me see if I can attack from the top. But that just did not work out. Slim Jim, Audrex, Fear the Fun, and Foontang scooting on past Barney and Barf, well, actually Barf Monkey in 12th. And then Barney and Born as Ghost, 13th and 14th. White in 3 and Fox Jason D in 15th and 16th. Grim, Kuda, Virus Thoughts, Nicky Bobby, and unfortunately for Joe Beardy, he finds himself a lap down despite the success he had at Indy one season ago. Back to Floofy in 4th. Mondo in 3rd. Weisenmitten says, go Ovation, 2 more spots for a top 5. I don't think he's thinking that right now. I think he's thinking, man, how do I hold off this ginormous pack of cars behind me? And he doesn't. He has now fallen back to 12th. He was... Actually, it was Barf Monkey and Ovation who we saw get past there. Those two were the ones on the high line, and they paid for it. Now Ovation's going to try the high line here on Barf Monkey. A lot of racing left, 42 laps. Not that I'm wishing it upon anybody, but something can certainly go wrong. So even when you feel like, gosh, I just can't find a way around this car, maybe you just wait for them to make one mistake. Of course, you're not waiting for them to do that for too long. Waiting can be a perilous game that has you falling further and further behind. But right now, first, through 12th, not separated by a whole lot. Looks to be about a quarter of the track between our race leader of Toyosama and Ovation here in 12th. Now Ovation and Funtang are going to opt for the low line. Fear the Fun on the high side with Barf Monkey. And Ovation may be thinking, I've tried that before. That ain't going to work out too hot for you. And just like that, Ovation back up into the top 10 for now. What are the times? Looks like we're looking at... well, I'm going to have to wait for them to come back to the lap times. Right now, they're on the behind lap leader. But I think it was like 42s during qualifying. That was the average. Like a mid 42, a 42.5, 42.6, somewhere around that. Riding on board now with Cratrium. Cratrium trying to make something happen on or in this race at Homestead because his closest nemesis on the leaderboard, just 1 point back from him entering week number 4, was SGR Floofy. SGR Floofy picked up the win at Watkins Glen. And so Cratrium probably thinking, okay, I got to at least split the victories here with Floofy. But Toya is not going to make that easy. Toya, I'm trying to remember if Fear the Fun said that Toya is on a wheel or not. He's looking pretty smooth. I was running practice, and it was a consistent 42.1. Well, and in the race, I mean, the times are going to be a bit slower. You got traffic to deal with. I don't think we had a 41 in qualifying. 42. I don't think we had anything really close to a 42.1. I believe a 42.3 was the furthest down that we saw in qualifying times. But yeah, once they get to racing, obviously a whole different story. Actually, Barf Monkey there with a 42.0. His quick time here. And that might be the bump draft actually working out for you, which you don't have in the qualifying session. You don't have any bump draft in qualifying. Otherwise, that would nullify your lap here in Forza Motorsport 7. Good. Pull the camera out here for a little bit. There goes Cratrium to the inside. And let's see here as they roll up onto lap traffic. Soya's got a... Well, it looked like Nicky Bobby was going to maybe stay up against the wall. That is not the case. "96% of you who said that Joe Beardy would not get the win here at Homestead, sitting pretty good." And yeah, it would have to... Something pretty dramatic would have to happen here for Joe Beardy, who I think might have had to go in for a pit stop. He's in 20th, and he's a lap down at this point. Let's see. Let's hang out here with our race leader, dealing with Nicky Bobby, and gonna get the nose of the Miata right up there on the Bobby's back bumper. Bobby slings it out to the wall, doesn't make contact, or if he did, it was the slightest of contact, and able to bring it back down to the low line after Cratrium and Toya get by. And so now our race leaders, for at least the foreseeable future, the next, I don't know, 8 to 10 laps, appear as if they can run this race without any traffic. The next closest driver coming out of turn number 4 right now is 21st, Savage Reaper. Let's go to our pack of drivers who are now made up of 9th through 12th. That's going to be Barf Monkey in 9th, Ovation in 10th, Food Tang in 11th, and Fear the Fun in 12th position. Goose Gang. Wise Mitten rooting on Ovation. Why do I not think that that's been Fear the Fun's livery? It seems like a new livery with a with a number board that's been taped on there with painter's tape. Love it. Things are getting interesting here in the top 4. I mean, even top 5, really. Kraitram in first, Toyosama in second, then DTS Mondo and Floofy are still hanging out there. They're keeping up. Then Slow Motion Fire and Carryout in 5th and 6th. So we've got these. We've got a trio of 2-driver battles as we see Joe Beardy go even further back on the lead lap traffic here. Slow and carry out across the line. Lap 30 now underway. Ooh, I heard a little bit of contact there. Dustin Moore, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Dustin Moore. You guys are whoever you are, but thanks for hanging out with me here on a Tuesday night as we go into the final day, 31 of them here in the month of March. And it's been a good one as far as the Forza Spec Racing Series is concerned. And we are going to close out the month of March on a good note here with the final race coming up 1 week from tonight. That's April the 6th, right here on X Venture. Don't miss it. Indianapolis Grand Prix. It's going to be one heck of a race to see who the champion, because we're not going to know who our champion is here tonight. So come hang out with me again next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, for the final showdown here in the Miata, the Mazda MX-5 from 1990. Back up to what is now Kraitram in second place as he and Toyosama continue to go back and forth with the top spot, allowing each other to have a chance to lead the race. As I loosely use the term allow. Beautiful day out here at Homestead. Yes, there could have been rain. There could have, but the organizers weren't they weren't that mean. Get a good old-fashioned daytime race, dry track at the Oval. Wise Mitten says, I'm not going to miss that one. Good. You shouldn't. If you've got nothing going on the Tuesday, then there's no excuse not to be here. Our champion, Season 39, will determine what vehicle is used in the 40th running of FM4. DTS Mondo now in fourth. SGR Floofy gets into the top 3. Let's see if he can get some help here from Mondo. Catch up with Kraitram and Toya. Again, Floofy Floofy wants the points. Kraitram needs the points. After what happened out there at Watkins Glen, Floofy who finished first, Kraitram who finished second. Out on the back straightaway here. Lap 35. I was mentioning the dirt racing out at Bristol that happened not last night, but yesterday afternoon for NASCAR. It would be interesting to see either Bristol dirt or some sort of dirt oval in Forza Motorsport 7. Although I'm guessing a lot of folks would say, hey, I just want to see dirt something in Forza Motorsport 7. Yeah, Forza has been all asphalt for all 7 iterations. Well, of course, you got the grass and all the dirt that line the tracks, but in terms of the racing surface itself, it's only been concrete and asphalt here in the Forza Motorsport franchise. Will the folks at Turn 10 Studios change that up in what will be, I guess, a new take? I mean, anytime you drop the numbered iteration from the name of any sort of production, whether it be television, movie, cinema, or gaming, that usually means kind of like not like a fresh start, but like a new era of whatever that production is. And so with the next title being Forza Motorsport, not Forza Motorsport 8, not Forza Motorsport Wild Ride or anything like that, like, this seems to be a reimagining of the franchise. And will that include something other than racing on asphalt and concrete? Will we see dirt? Toya Sama moves back up into the top spot. Krejcim in second here on lap number 38 of 42. Now Krejcim's going to look to the low line out of 2. Side by side, down the stretch they come. Krejcim's front tires lined up there with Toya Sama's back tires, and now it's Krejcim who puts his rear tires side by side with Toya's front tires, and then Toya jumps back onto the back bumper because you don't want to be too far away from that draft. Then you'll start to lose pace very quickly, and next thing you know, you'll be not battling for the top spot, but rather protecting from Floofy and Mondo, who are 3rd and 4th. Slow Motion Fire has dropped out of 5th, and now it is Slim Jim and Audrex 5th and 6th. Slow Motion Fire in 7th. Barf Monkey in 8th. Ovation in 9th. Barney in 10th. 11th is Fear the Fun. Foontang in 12th. Born is Ghost in 13th. Kuda in 14th. Fox Jason D is 15th. White in 3. Virus Thoughts. Grim. Carry out. Wow. He's fallen back a bit. Joe Beardy in 20th. Savage Reaper in 21st. Nicky Bobby in 22nd. Patches Riley 23rd. Look at this. Not only do we have 2 full lobbies for our first race of the evening out at Watkins, but now here at Homestead, and it looks like they're all going to finish. I don't think I can't think of another time where I've been able to say that here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. Incredible. Full lobbies, and both of them will finish as full, barring any sort of disconnect in the remaining 2 laps here, as Toyo Sama crosses the line, leading Krejcim, 2 to go. And I know there are other battles out here on the track, but when there's this close battle for the top spot, we're going to keep it here. Wiseman says, woo! 9th position there for Ovation. He's gotten back up into the top 10. And they've got Savage Reaper. It looks like they might be able to get around Savage here on the front straightaway. There goes Krejcim to the outside. And here we go. A little bit of contact. White flag flies into turn number 1. They're side by side. Toya in first, Krejcim in second. Then you've got Floofy in third, Mondo in fourth. Out of turn number 2, single file formation. Out onto the back straightaway. Savage Reaper is still quite a distance out in front of him, so I think they're going to be okay. Here comes Cratrim, looking to make his move. Does he have a shot, or is he going to have to settle for second? He's looking. He's looking. Come on, camera, work for us. Toyosama drops a couple of wheels on the low apron there, blocking Cratrim and across the line. Toyosama in first, Cratrim in second, Floofy is third. Fourth goes to DTS Mondo, Slim Jim in fifth, Audrex in sixth, Slow Motion Fire in seventh. Then it's Barf Monkey, Ovation, Barney, Fear the Fun, Born as Ghost, Boontang, and now here comes Kuda93 in 14th, followed by Fox Jason D. Well done there by Fox Jason D, 15th position. White M3, Virus Thoughts, Grim, Joe Beardy, Savage Reaper, Nicky Bobby, Patches Riley, DOR Carryout, 23 drivers finish. And like I said, I think for the first time ever in the time that I've been broadcasting the Forza Spec Racing Series, where we've had both races, a full lobby, and all 23 drivers finish both events. Well done, everybody. That's a cool feat. That is a cool feat. I like it. I'm going to run some ads, folks. It'll take 3 minutes. We'll play some music for those of you who are subscribers to the channel. We'll be right back to talk to the drivers. I'll run back through the finishing order here from Homestead. We'll preview what's ahead, not only for next Tuesday's finale out at the Indy GP circuit, but then also preview what's to come here on the channel. You're watching X Venture Live, Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore. Be right back. For those that went ahead and just let the ads roll, thank you so much. It does support the channel. Much appreciated. And as a reminder, with just 1 day left here in March, making the push here, 55 subscriptions. And actually, I think it's going to be 58 now, thanks to Carryouts 3 to Slow Motion Fire, Lando Norris, and Garrett Smithley earlier in the broadcast. That's an all-time high here on the channel. And if you do subscribe, as a little bit of an incentive, I will be selecting one of the subscribers for a chance to win, or well, if I select you, you're not getting a chance to win. You have one. One lucky, randomly selected subscriber here in the month of March will receive 5 gifted subs to their channel of choice. So if you want to support another creator here on Twitch and you are picked from the list of subs here on the channel in March, then you can decide. You say, hey, Dustin, I won. Cool. Go drop 5 gifted subs to channel XYZ, and I'll happily do that for you for your support here of the channel of X Venture. And then also, beyond that, if you use Prime Gaming to sub here on X Venture, you'll be entered for a chance to win a 6-month subscription for yourself to your channel of choice. So if you're a big fan of another channel and you've already used your Prime Gaming sub here, well, guess what? One of you Prime Gaming subscribers, I'm going to give you 6 months of a subscription tier 1 to your channel of choice for saying thanks for using your Prime Gaming sub here. Alrighty, let's go ahead and head on over to the driver's spotlight. I see already somebody waiting in there, and it's none other than our 5th place finisher out here at Homestead, Slim Jim. Well done.
Thank you for having me, Dusty. You read me?
I do. I hear you. Loud and clear.
That was a lot of fun. That was the career best here at FM4. Put it in 5th place. Had a ton of fun on Homestead. Just kind of wish it was more packed together than what we got.
Yeah, it did. The pack up front did loosen up a little bit, but there was a lot of like duos, 1 and 2 cars hanging out, battling for position. You actually seem to be the benefactor of a larger pack that then quickly dispersed there, consisting of, I think, Fear the Fun, Slow Motion Fire even at one point, and then Barf Monkey and Ovation. So was that indeed what helped get you up to the 5th position?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we were running all these 2-packs drafting, you can only go so fast with a 2-pack. The more cars you've got in your little freight train of friends, the minimally faster you can go. So we were reeling in, a 10th here, 100th there, and it was slowly working, and then carnage happened, and the 5-pack broke down to like a 2-pack, I think.
Were you on wheel or controller here for the Homestead
I'm a
Oval?
wheel guy for round 2 tonight. I do a lot of ovals in another sim racing game, and for the first round I was on a controller.
Okay. Is that transition awkward, or is it pretty intuitive to scrap the wheel, or excuse me, scrap the controller and then jump on the wheel?
I think it's easier. You can have a little bit more finite movements in there,
Yeah.
and you don't want to scrub your tires at all here at Homestead because then you're losing a 100th or a 10th. So for just turning left, it was super easy. You get it up to the 5th gear, and you're good to go. It's just steering inputs from there.
Talking with Slim Jim, who's here in the driver's spotlight, finishing in 5th out at Homestead. And then when I look back at Watkins Glen, not so lucky there. It looks like you were in 23rd. So good turnaround.
Thank you. Thank you to my teammates, Fear, Joe, Savage Reaper. It was a ton of fun tonight. I'm really glad to be here.
And now next week, not the Brickyard, but the Indy GP circuit. Are you pretty happy with that as the finale, or would you have rathered another track?
I'm terrible at road courses. This will probably be my career best finish right here, unless we get more ovals. So I'm just going to go out there, have a bunch of fun, and try not get in the way of the aliens that are running here at FM4.
Yeah, it's diversity could not be better said here in terms of the Forza Spec Racing Series. Of all leagues that there are in the Forza community, you're going to find drivers of all skill levels, and man, it is certainly crazy out there. Slim Jim, I don't see you on the leaderboard entering week number 4, but certainly that could have changed there with your finish out at Homestead. Do you have any shout-outs here for this evening?
Thank you all the TeamGoonsquad.com drivers that tuned in tonight, watched your stream and mine, and then just all the awesome people at FM4 that keep this thing going. It's the most fun you can have at Forza, point blank, period. So it's a lot of fun. Thank you for hosting, man. This is great, and I hope to see you guys next week.
Absolutely. Slim Jim, thank you so much. We will see you next week. And yes, one of the longest running leagues in the Forza community as Forza Motorsport 7 continues to age on. It is awesome that we had 2 full lobbies here tonight, all 23 drivers in both the first race at Watkins Glen and at Homestead, finishing things out. One of those drivers, one of those 23, is Virus Dots. You're joining us back in the driver's spotlight. And Virus, you guys kind of shuffled things up there while I was taking count of where everybody finished. Where were you?
17th place.
There you go. Hey, that's up, what, 3 positions from Watkins?
Yeah, and that's 2 places higher than I finished at God, what's that track? I can't think of the track name right now.
From this season or another season?
Yeah, from this season.
So we had, what was it last week? We had
it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, so Silverstone or Mount Panorama?
Mount Panorama, there we go.
There you go. Okay.
Finished 19th there, and I finished 17th here at Homestead.
Nice. Was it? I don't want to say any finish is an easy finish, but was it a battle for 17th, or were you pretty much locked in there after a certain extent during that 42 lapper?
Yeah, after a certain extent, I was pretty much locked in unless I really messed up.
Yeah.
I lost my drafting buddy Grim throughout it. He messed up a little bit, and he dropped back 3 seconds from me. And so there was just me on my own trying to catch Kuda and the rest of them up in front of me, and it just didn't work out by the end.
Let's see here. So you had a good finish out at Mount Panorama, a nice finish here at Homestead. So can you parlay that into a nice finish out at the Indianapolis Grand Prix?
I'm definitely going to try. That track I'm definitely going to have to put in some practice for, especially for how long that race is going to be.
Assuming we get 23 drivers, where do you want to finish then?
I'd be happy if I finished anywhere other than last, honestly, or DNF'd.
Okay. All righty. We'll see if Virus Dots moves up into the overall leaderboard heading into week number 5. Virus Dots, any shout-outs?
Yeah, Grim. Honestly, I got to start practicing and driving with him more often. He's pretty fun, and he's a pretty good driver around my skill level. But Kuda, I mean, if he's listening, I want to partner with him on livery next season.
Why so? What's the thought there?
Well, I want to do something that personally I haven't seen in Forza at all, and I feel like it would be pretty cool, especially since with me listening to sea shanties, I'm thinking about next season making the race team that I'm representing, Track Pirate Racing.
All right, so you've got an idea for something that you haven't seen before. We talked about that a little bit earlier on. So you're throwing out there a pro bono opportunity for Kuda, huh?
Yep.
I
want to see if he's willing to take on the challenge and make a pirate-themed livery.
Be a good man there, Kuda. Make it happen. Kuda might very well be very preoccupied, but man, that would be awesome if you guys can collaborate on something there. All right, Virus. Well done here tonight. We'll see you next Tuesday for the finale.
Yep.
All right, and let's go ahead bring into the driver's spotlight. Carry out. Man, something went wrong here out at Homestead, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. It's all good though. It's racing.
You were able to get finishes in here in week number 4, so at least that was a good thing.
That's a win in my book.
You finished in 8th position out at Watkins Glen, and you were part of that pack from 6th on back to 12th. That was very, very active. As a matter of fact, I think it was you, Slow Motion, and Fear the Fun who were just like in this constant back and forth.
Yeah, that was probably one of the funnest battles I've been in the season. It was really good. It
certainly looked like it. Going into the Indy Grand Prix circuit, so we were out here on the oval, which obviously that probably changed things up a little bit in terms of that mid-pack battle. But do you fully expect that to manifest again in week number 5?
I'm not sure. I just hope I get to make week 5 with the work schedule and everything.
Okay.
I might not be able to make week 5, but we're going to see.
What do you make of the track, Indianapolis Grand Prix, the alternate, so the throwback?
It's okay. It's not my favorite. But overall, it's okay. I don't mind it.
That's kind of my overall take right there. It's okay. Yeah. Indianapolis, I know, an historic venue, but man, whenever I get in there in the virtual world of Forza Motorsport, I'm like, yeah, I'd rather be somewhere else right now. Talking with Carry Out here in the driver's spotlight, man, you dropped a few more gift bombs here in the channel. Much appreciated. Lando Norris and then Garrett Smithley, are these like two drivers that you're fans of, or was it just like, hey, let me throw some gifted subs at maybe some of the pro guys who happen to be Twitch streamers as well?
Yeah, that was it. Maybe they can hop in one day and watch a race. Maybe contact you. Maybe get in the booth with you, or even join races one day. Who knows?
Man, I'd let me just straight up and say I'd poop my pants. I do this for fun, but I feel like you get some driver of that caliber, some professional of that caliber, then I'm way out of my league at that point, and it would just be a literal crap show at that point. I would just have to turn it over to those two.
Yeah, but how fun would it be if Lando Norris was sitting, in the booth with you, and y'all were just commentating back and forth? That would be quite fun.
You guys want to see me freeze up and seem like a kid on their first day of school? That would be like the way to make it happen right there. Obviously, though, well, I don't know about so much with Garrett Smithley, but obviously Lando Norris, I'm very familiar with his ventures in the virtual world, so that would be something just out of this world. Carry Out. I know you said next week's a toss up depending on how work pans out, but what about season 40? We typically see you vying for a top 10 spot because of how things have gone here in season 39. That isn't the case, but if the car is right and your schedule is right, are we going to see you in season 40?
As long as I can make the schedule right, of course. I'll be here for a long, long time until the new Forza Motorsports comes out.
There we go. That's what I like to hear. That's my intent too. Like, I could have easily, I think a lot of folks here could easily say, you know what, Forza Motorsport 7, it's been out for a long time. I've been there, done that. Let me just go away and then come back when the new one comes. But good to hear drivers like yourself are like, no, man, I'm here until the new one drops, and then we jump into that one. So that's very cool. Any shout outs here this evening? Check. Can you hear me? Oh, I might have lost Carry Out. That might have been his disconnect right there. he was able to complete the races tonight, but that might have been his disconnect right there on the driver's spotlight, the interview. Let's go ahead and bring LS Barney. LS Barney, let's see, out at Watkins Glen, you got turned around a little bit early on in that race. See you get squiggly coming out of turn 2, I think back on lap number 9, so early on at Homestead. The 1990 Mazda Miata just seemed like it wanted to get away from you here this evening.
I'm not sure if it was the Miata's fault at this season. I think not this season, but this week. I think that was just 100% my fault. I got into at Watkins. I got into the wall, and this Forza decided it's just going to take me around and damage the car. And here at Homestead, I just got into the apron, and it just spun the car. Luckily, I was able to catch it, which is the greatest catch of my life because it's my first time on wheel in Forza.
Hey, well, we've got the video available on demand here, twitch.tv/virtual autosports. Man, I was going back to the virtual autosports days. Here on Xventure, folks can watch the video back on demand. But yeah, we saw it. We saw the recovery.
Yeah, it was a bit of a scary moment. Like you said earlier in Carry Out's interview, it'd be poop in my pants. But I mean, this should be bad. This isn't good for a good reason.
Oh man, I did not mean to bring that theme into tonight's broadcast. This is not meant to be the Brown Stain show here tonight. But I think a lot of drivers had some of those moments here tonight and throughout season 39. As slow as the car is, you can still get those moments of like, oh gosh, that was close. Yes, very very good on the recovery, and I don't know, you're not falling on the grenade here for Forza Motorsport 7. You are. You're saying that it was your fault. You're You're taking the blame on that one, not the Miata. Indy GP, so back onto a road course. What do you think?
I'm a fan of the other not the reverse layout, but the layout that goes the correct, and I'm a fan of that. But this version, I hate it. I'll be honest. It just I don't know what about it, but going the opposite direction just makes my mind fall apart, and I just cannot do it right.
It is a little weird leaving the Brickyard line, going the opposite direction, and then dropping into the infield, and then exiting back out on turn number 1. It is kind of different. What about anything that you're going to do to the car? I mean, you entered week number 4 here tonight, 8th overall, back behind Audrex, DTS Mondo. I think those guys have got the leg up on you going into week number 5. But any adjustments that you make to the car, or are you pretty satisfied with where it's at?
No, I think I'm just gonna use the same tune I've been using for any other track, other than the oval, of course. They seem to work decently well, other than Watkins, but we don't talk about that.
Oh, we don't talk about Watkins no more. Okay,
it's gone.
That's the forbidden reference. Watkins? What Watkins?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, never heard of it. Never existed. Barney, let me ask you, because I don't see anybody else in the driver's spotlight. Here we are, week number 4, and typically in the FM4 series, the further we get into the season, as drivers start to understand where they are in the overall standings, we see people kind of fade away. They either drop out, or they just say, you know what, I'm done with the season, because maybe they had disconnects or it just wasn't working out for them. But here we are, week number 4 of season 39. 23 cars in the first race, all of them finish. 23 cars out at Homestead, all of them finish. That's got to be fun as a driver out there to have a full grid, or is it just too much?
Maybe it's fun for places like Indy GP, but for the oval, it just gets a bit hectic. You see long cars, like long trains of cars ahead of you, and it's just a bit overwhelming at times.
Okay. So maybe Indy GP will be a bit better in terms of that. Have you had a chance to kind of get a feel for like what kind of pit strategy might be necessary at Indy?
As per usual, I'm just gonna figure that out during the race.
There you go. Ad hoc that thing. Oh, you're out of fuel car? I'll take care of that.
I'll pit when I feel like it.
Pit when you feel like it. Were you able to take advantage of the bump draft here tonight? Or I heard the bump draft is pretty noticeable on this car. Were you able to take advantage of that at Homestead or no?
I'd say I took pretty big advantage of it. After my slide at corner 2, I had Bourne right behind me, giving me a push the entire lap for 30 laps. Eventually, we got up to Foon and Fear, and I was able to pass them both. And eventually, it was a 4-car train. I was hoping that Bourne would follow me through and get right behind me, but sadly, I think he ended up behind Foon and Fear at the end.
And at Homestead, you were able to finish 10th. Behind Ovation. Ovation showing up for the first time here in the Forza Spec Racing Series Season 39. Any info, any intel or scouting that you know of with Ovation, or is that a new name to you?
He's 100% a new name. I haven't heard of him at all before. I don't think there's any other leagues I'm in. I think this is the only league I've seen him in.
And being that he's only been here for a few races, are you starting to notice that maybe that's another name that you're going to be contending with quite often in kind of the mid-pack area that you typically find yourself?
Well, I think people like Ovation Slim and Nicky Bobby, I think they're all going to be great at ovals. But like I saw at Watkins, even though I said we weren't going to talk about it, I did notice they were closer to the back. So
okay.
I think certain tracks they'll be really good at, like at Homestead, but in other tracks they might be just a bit farther behind.
Ovation did finish in 14th out there at Watkins Glen. Granted, there was a really tough battle there in the from like I said, from 6th on back to 12. So we'll see. Maybe Ovation with a different car and starting right out the gate for the beginning of the season, maybe a different story. So I'm not going to sleep on him, and certainly will keep my eyes out. Always great to see some new names, new contenders in the mix. Ellis, Barney, any shout outs here tonight?
Definitely shout out to Bourne. Without him, I would not have gotten top 10. And shout out to Joe because he made the night much funnier with everyone making fun of him for not getting top 10
Oh
in the
no.
qualifying.
Oh no.
He was a good sport about it. He took it on the chin.
Yeah. Yep. Very good. Very good. Well, Barney, thank you so much, and we'll see you in week 5.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, and I think that's it. I don't see any other drivers. That's all. That's all, folks. Well, hey, don't go anywhere just yet. Give me about 5 more minutes of your time here. Just want to tell you a little bit more what's coming up here on X Venture, because Tuesdays aren't it. It's not the end-all, be-all of the broadcast, although it is one of the more exciting nights. I will admit that much. But last little call here from me. I promise I won't harass you all very much, actually, because I can't, because after tonight, there are no more broadcasts until the month of April. So, a reminder, if you do wish to subscribe to the channel, support the broadcast a little bit more so than what you already do with a follow, then a paid subscription or through Prime Gaming is a great opportunity to contribute back, and then I reinvest that into the broadcast. And I can assure you, I can rattle off a list of ways that subscriptions have certainly benefited the channel, but I'm going to spare you that, and just believe me, you can reach out to me here on Twitch or on Twitter if you have any questions about where it gets reinvested into, but all of that going into the production of the broadcast or to viewer giveaways, and we've got a lot of those I'm going to mention here in just a second. So if you do subscribe here between now and the end of the month, know that you'll be in the running for a chance to win 5 gifted subs to the channel of your choice. One lucky subscription here to this channel will earn that honor, and then if you subscribe with Prime Gaming, you'll also be entered for a chance to win 6 months of a subscription to your channel of choice. That's a way for me to say, hey, thanks, you used the Prime Gaming sub here. Now I'm going to give you 6 months tier 1 somewhere else. So 2 ways to win if you're a Prime sub. If you're not, and you have either picked up a gifted sub or have paid for a subscription, then you still are entered for the chance to win those 5 gifted subs. All right, there we go. I'm not gonna go on that rant anymore. Just wanted to mention it there before we run out of time here in the month of March. What else we have coming up? Well, on Friday, this has been really fun. We got back into it this past Friday, Dirt Kicking Fridays, Rally 2.0, Dirt Rally 2.0, and it will be back this Friday. I assure you, it's Friday. That's why it's called Dirt Kicking Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern. As I continue my championship run, my goal is to get a rally championship. I came in 3rd back in February, and now I've started a new championship, and it wasn't a good start. It was actually a pretty horrific start, but I've turned it around, and I think with the remaining events that I have left, there's a real possibility that I might actually win a championship. Come celebrate with me, or take pity on me if it doesn't go so well this Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Sunday, we're getting close to the end here. It is the Crime Scene Sundays feature of LA Noire. We've got a little bit of the Vice case log left to go. Then we'll go into Arson, and Arson closes things out. That's at 8 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Eastern, early in the morning there on Sunday for a 4-hour broadcast. I do think there's 2 more of these. I thought it might end here this coming Sunday. I think we're going to have another one to get all of the cases in. If you're interested, if you enjoy first-person story games and just want to come and watch either how good I am or how bad I mess up, it's definitely like a polar opposite thing. Very, very rarely is there kind of an in-between. I'm either really doing good or I'm not, and I think it's a little humorous to watch, and you can poke fun at me if you'd like. So Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern. And then, oh gosh, what else is going on? Well, let's first talk about the fact that there is the season 39 finale 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And it is the single race out at the Indianapolis Grand Prix. It is not a 2-race night like we have weeks 1 through 4. No, it's just one long race. And because of that, because of it, the mini endurance nature of that one, 40 laps there at the Indy GP, it does seem like there will be pit strategy. Very rarely is it not the case that there's some sort of pit strategy involved. So Come hang out with us. It's going to be a fight for the championship. Slow Motion Fire saying that points are up and CT and Floofy are tied. They're tied going into the finale. We've not seen competition like this for the championship in a long time. Slow Motion Fire, if you can go ahead and drop in there the delta between Floofy and CT and RZ and McQueen. If RZ and McQueen's able to compete in week number 5, possibly have a chance to win the championship. Of course, that really is going to be contingent on where Kraytrim and Floofy finish. But RZ and McQueen still mathematically in the running if he shows up. All right, so there are the mainstay events, but let's talk about kind of the unique stuff that's happening here on the channel over the next couple of weeks. And let's see, it is, wait for it, 12 hours of SnowRunner. I know a lot of folks were acquainted with Xventure because of the 24 hours of SnowRunner earlier on in the month. I will be picking up right where I left off in that 24-hour stream with the 12-hour broadcast. And the goal is I will be back in Michigan. The goal is to level up the driver, get some upgrades to my vehicles, and then escape Michigan and go somewhere else. Hopefully we'll be able to do that within the 12-hour broadcast. I'm pretty confident we can. I think I'm only one driver level off from getting the upgrades that I feel like are necessary to then go venturing out elsewhere. That starts at 7 a.m. Eastern. Yes, 7 a.m. That's the earliest start time that I've had here on the channel, but that allows me to kind of wrap things up there on a Saturday at a pretty reasonable time. 7 a.m. Eastern, 12 hours, and even if that's too early for you in the day to get up, well, catch me at some point later on and come root me on or I don't know, see how poorly things are going. The goal there is not to flip anything. I only flipped, 2-3 times during the 24-hour stream? I think during a 12-hour stream, I can manage a goose egg on flips. I think I can do that. And then also, let's keep with the train of thought here on SnowRunner, is that once the Forza Spec Racing Series has ended 2 weeks from tonight, I will jump into SnowRunner here during the 2.5-hour window that would normally be the Forza Spec Racing Series until its return, which I think, again, will be sometime early May. So you can at least count on the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. I'll have SnowRunner here in the evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. Again, that's after the Forza Spec Racing Series, so on April 13th, 2 weeks from tonight. All right, one last thing I want to mention is that, yes, the baseball bonanza, it is back on. Initially, I was reconsidering whether or not I would be doing this, but I've said, you know what? I've already invested quite a bit in terms of got some really cool stuff to give away. And, man, I really do want to play some baseball because I'm a big fan. I have never played baseball on any of my broadcasts, whether it been the Shadow Edge Media days, obviously not during Virtual Autosports, but now here, Xventure, with the release of MLB The Show 21 coming up on the 15th, the next day, the 16th, is when I will be doing a 10-hour stream. That will only be 10 hours, yes. It starts at 9 a.m. Eastern. Actually, take that back, 10 a.m. Eastern. It starts 9 a.m. Central. 10 a.m. Eastern on the 16th, the first annual baseball bonanza here on Xventure. Why is it called a bonanza? Dustin, you're only playing MLB The Show 21. That doesn't seem like much of a bonanza to me. Well, it's because there's a lot of things that you all as the viewers can win. And yes, I said win because it's you don't have to like do anything special to enter apart from just watch the broadcast. You don't have to be a subscriber. You don't have to have any sort of entry fee. No, all the things that happen here in terms of viewer giveaways are no purchase necessary. They're all funded with the support of the subscribers. So huge shout out to the subscribers who make these things possible. But there on April 16th, you can enter. Now, I won't be actually drawing the winners until that Sunday, which is what? The 17th, 18th? The 18th. And that's because after the 10-hour stream, I'll close things down in terms of the entry period. And then on the 18th, that's a Sunday, after that Friday, I will draw the names live. But look at that. one Topps Baseball 2021 Series 1 hobby pack. For anybody who likes the new era of baseball cards, that's pretty significant. I mean, the next thing up from a hobby box is a jumbo pack. And sorry, I didn't have enough to spring for a jumbo pack. But one Topps Baseball 2021 Series 1 hobby pack is like 27 packs of cards, I think. You'd have to check me on that one, but I think it's 27 packs of cards, and you're guaranteed either an autograph card or a relic card. So that's pretty stinking cool. So one of those to give away, and then 3 of the Topps Baseball 2021 Series 1, same series of cards here, but the relic boxes, so the smaller packs, and I think that's a 7-pack set there. 3 of those to give away. So that's 4 winners. And then we've got one $50 gift card compliments of Fanatics, thanks to the folks over at Fanatics who have supplied one $50 gift card and then 2 $25 gift cards. You guys might have noticed the Fanatics advert square down below on twitch.tv/xventure in the About section. Fanatics, I'm an affiliate of theirs, and they have contributed here for the Baseball Bonanza, one $50 card and 2 $25 cards. So now we're looking at what, 6-7 winners at this point? And then for an 8th giveaway item, one $50 PlayStation Store gift card. One $50 PlayStation Store gift card. So 8 things to win there for your viewership on April 16th. Now, let me go ahead and just tell you right now, you all are benefiting from this because for those who might be joining me on the 16th for the first time watching the broadcast, they won't have had built up the amount of viewing time that you all have. And the way this will work in terms of these giveaways is that you will use your executables. Those are the channel points here. They're in the chat down below at the very bottom. You see the little EXE logo, and then it's got a number next to it. For every 500 executables you have, you can redeem an entry. However, I have capped it out at 3 entries per viewer. So, if you've racked up 1,500 channel points here on XVenture, congratulations. You've got yourself 3 entries already. Now, you can't actually redeem them until the 16th when the Baseball Bonanza happens, but you just show up on the 16th, redeem your 3 entries, and you're good. For anybody who might be joining on April 16th, new to the channel, and they want to be in the running for the giveaways, well, they've got a little bit more of a disadvantage there. They've got to watch the Baseball Bonanza broadcast a bit more to get up to 500 points and then 1,500 if they want to have all 3 entries. So, if you're listening right now and you're even the least bit excited about the giveaways that you see on the screen, continue to watch the channel between now and the 16th, because the more channel points you earn, the more entries you can redeem. I do want to clarify here. This is very important. These viewer giveaways are restricted for the Baseball Bonanza. They are restricted to the United States. That's because of the one for the gift cards. Those monetary values are only good within the U.S. I suppose for the card packs, if you do reside in Canada or Mexico, we can make an exception there. But as far as the gift card goes, those are certainly restricted to the U.S. So just a little caveat there. I know. I'm sorry. I don't control the way things work nation to nation. It's completely out of my purview if you weren't guessing. But yes, that's why it's the Baseball Bonanza. If you got some time on April the 16th, come hang out with me. We're going to have a good old time. I'm actually going to open up a few of these card packs myself. So not only am I giving some away, but I'm going to open some up live on the channel. That's another thing that'll be pretty exciting about that Baseball Bonanza broadcast. You guys could see what cards I pull. All right. You guys heard enough of me ranting about what's going to come on, what's going to happen on the broadcast. Fair enough. Y'all take care. Have a great rest of the week. Hope to see you on Friday, Dirt Kicking Fridays. It's going to be a really good time. If you guys haven't seen one yet, watch back on demand here on Twitch or over on YouTube. Any one of those Dirt Kicking Friday rewinds or replays. There you go. You can watch on demand YouTube. YouTube's got better playback, I feel. So head on over there. Subscribe to that channel, which means something different than what it means here on Twitch. Subscribing there just simply means follow the channel on YouTube. And then that way you get the notification each time these are uploaded. I will have the replay, the rerun of week number 4 here, just right after I log off on this cast. So for those of you drivers who want to see the action back, well, we'll get that going in just a few minutes. Until Friday or Sunday or next Tuesday, whenever I see you all again, stay happy, stay healthy, adios, and goodbye.